Hey guys, welcome to Hot Fuss. Today we are going to be talking about the promposal from a Florida teen this week. He made a controversial sign that even had the Herald Tribune, the Huffington Post, and the New York Daily covering the story. I'm Andy.
I'm Hannah.
And I'm Nomi B.
All right, let's get started by taking a look at the sign. I mean, I just can't believe it. I just can't believe this is still happening. Why? We're in 2018. I mean, what is it? Why is it happening? I can't believe it. I don't get it.
Well, I think we're in a unique situation because for the first time, everything is on social media. It's so easy to blast, local things that are happening in a certain community, and it gets spread worldwide, so it gets complete exposure,
Right.
Unlike how it used to be in the past.
Right.
I mean, I'm sure you can remember being in school, being in high school, and kids saying really stupid things. Like, I remember kids that would say, fag or faggot, and like,
Or that's gay.
yeah, or that's
Right.
gay, and like,
Right.
there weren't any, repercussions to that because it didn't really go past that point.
Right.
But now it's on the internet,
Yes.
and everyone's exposed, and nobody's safe. So
Right.
And I think we're just in a different time, and things that used to be funny, or that you might think were funny, they're not funny anymore because people are dying and people are suffering from these jokes that people make that they're
Right.
not that funny anymore. They
Right.
weren't fun. They weren't funny before.
No.
But you maybe could get away with it, as a comedian or something. Personally, as a drag queen,
right.
I used to not have a problem with lip syncing the N word, and only if it ended in the I and GA. Now I don't even lip sync it. I do this. I cut it out of the song. Or I won't even, if it has too many N words, I don't do the song because it's just not. I don't feel right doing it because I'm not African American.
Right.
So before, when I first started doing this 6 years ago, I would have no problem. Like I said, lip syncing it. I never say it. I don't like saying it. I don't even like the word. But I understand that some people use it. But lip syncing it, I could do it. Now, no ma'am.
Well, it's also, is it how far is too far too? I mean, there's all these lines that people draw. I mean, when is it funny? When is it comedy? When is it actually hurtful? Because I mean, I do think that people are. I mean, we're in a very sensitive time.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody gets offended by everything.
Yep.
But I mean, I think there's still some things that you shouldn't say.
That's more than offensive. That's
Yeah.
racist.
Right.
Yeah.
Definitely.
So
It's flat out racist.
yeah.
But it's also that situation where, teenagers are making ill decisions, which they do often, which is not an excuse for the way that he acted at all. But it's also kind of like, realizing that now there's repercussions when you actually do something. Now people are watching you. Now people are more aware, so they're saying something. Now the schools are stepping in, and the legal teams are stepping in
Right.
and getting involved and saying, "Hold up,
Yeah.
we
Right.
cannot do this anymore."
Right.
And honestly, I think it's really great that the school stepped in on this and actually,
I was gonna ask, what was the outcome? What happened from?
They said that there may be a punishment. That's where we're at right now. The school
Wow,
hasn't
there is.
actually imposed a punishment yet, so we're just kind of waiting to see what they're ultimately going to do.
I see off with this ad.
Well, I think-
right.
I'm kidding.
well, I think he's actually not going to school right now.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
From what I
He's
understood.
probably getting
Yeah,
hate
and
or
his
something.
family had to get a lawyer, and they're
Wow.
working with the school system. He might not even
Aye.
graduate. He can't go to
Oh
prom now.
wow.
He's
Good.
not allowed to go to prom.
I mean, hey, you make a
Yeah.
mistake, you gotta.
But
Yeah.
at least
Sorry.
we'll bleep that. but it's good because now kids are understanding, or hopefully they're understanding that there's they have to watch themselves.
Yes.
They have to be more aware and
Yep.
more conscious.
Of what they're
But I
saying
also
and
wonder, do they? Because look how much our president gets away with.
Honey.
And I mean, so he's the example, especially
How long is this episode? 'Cause
in the South. Right, exactly. He's in the South. Exactly. Not everything's about him, but he is the leader of this free
Yeah,
country.
and
So
yeah.
it trickles down from the top, and I just think that he's an example, and I also think that his actions they kind of give authority. It makes you feel like you're actually authorized to say stuff like that. I don't know if that's why he did it or anything. I'm just
Right,
saying
right.
maybe
No, totally.
that has something to do with it.
Well, on the
So-
flip side of it too is that him being President Trump being who he is, and so many people being offended and so many people being torn right now, it's also an interesting time because now there's a lot more people that are stepping up and becoming more political and getting involved and finding out how to make an actual change.
Right.
And there's a lot of grassroots movements that are starting to happen, and even Republicans that are saying this is not right.
Yeah.
Right.
This is not
Right.
you know, representative of us
Yep.
and like,
Right.
you know, what we bring to the
Stand
table and
for.
what we want to do and what we stand
Yeah.
for. Yeah.
You know what I'm kind of curious about? I want to know if the girl said yes or not. I'm just kinda
I'm sure
curious.
she.
I
I'm
just
sure
want
she
to
did
know.
not.
I want to know who it is too. I don't know. I want to see her picture. That's weird. Anyway, yeah. So that's that. Obviously, racism is still there.
Yeah.
Too bad. So sad. I hope.
It ain't
But
funny.
Yeah.
it's not funny.
not funny.
It's
We're
not
working. We're working towards
Think about what
something
you're doing.
better.
Right.
You know.
Yeah. Think
Keep
before you
pushing.
do stuff like
Yeah.
that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Learn your lesson. So our artist for this week is Talon Geer, aka TTAAAGG. He comes from the Bay Area and he's got some really rad pieces you have to check out.
TTAAAGG, aka Talon Anthony Geer, is a California-based artist who works with fine pens to create intricate, beautiful, and surreal works based on popular imagery. Though not a trained artist, he is a skillful draughtsman, creating detailed representations of pop icons with both a quasi-religious and psychedelic tone. The works he creates are erotic, provocative, and visually stunning. To check out more of his work, please follow his Instagram page in the description below.
Racism is obviously alive and well, but it seems that gay bashing is too. At least it is according to a couple of OC locals, Angel Bonilla, Colton Moyer, and Clement Seraphin.
When they attempted to patronize the Sienna restaurant located at the Balboa Inn in Newport Beach, the woman behind the bar demanded that the men show their respective identification cards because she wanted to create a ruse to refuse service to them when her real motive was to not serve gay men. And this was according to the lawsuit that the men have filed against the restaurant. So let's take a look at the video.
Get him out of here. I don't care. Get out. You need to go. Go.
What the fuck? Alright. Oh my god, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me?
You've been warned!
You can't do that.
That is a lawsuit. That's a lawsuit, bro. That's a lawsuit, bro. That's a lawsuit.
Guys, if you want to file a lawsuit, you're better off doing it.
All of them are lawsuits.
They can't do that though.
Damn
it, that hurts.
Okay, cops. All the cops right now because they're motherfuckers. You guys should have not done that.
My heart,
You
Jay.
guys are fucking dumb.
Take me home, Jay, please.
They are
Ow.
fucking dumb. I have the best lawyers. You're fucked.
So I don't know what to say to this one. It's like, that was bad. That was so bad. And the guy that was like barking at them at the end of it, I'm like, who are you? Like, what frequency are you functioning on?
That was some Hulk like realness.
Yeah.
No.
What did he say?
He gave some bass.
He just.
You heard what I said.
Yeah,
I
think he just
were there
barked.
words?
I
Were there
don't
actual
know.
words in there? Because I
think he
couldn't make it
barked.
out. He barked.
I think he's a bear.
It was definitely hard to watch, especially
Yeah.
to hear him crying at the end.
That was really
Yeah.
painful.
Yeah. I mean, to be honest, can I be honest?
Yes.
You forced him to be
Um,
honest.
It was a very hard video to watch. I don't know what happened in order for that to be the outcome, but I don't think whatever happened made that outcome okay. I don't think you should obviously ever go to violence, physical, whatever. I don't believe in that personally. But still, we, as every video, did not see what happened before. We don't know if he came in there. The article. I don't know if you guys read an article or not,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
they claim that they were not on drugs or drunk.
Alcohol, right.
But you don't know that. I mean, people say things, people lie, people just want money. And I'm not saying in any way, shape, or form that I'm right and that they're just lying. But nobody saw what happened before,
Right.
besides the people that were there.
That's true. I mean, we don't know exactly what happened. I agree with you that was just way too much, though. I mean, it's
Yeah.
obvious that these guys were not. I mean, to me, it's obvious that they weren't being physically assaulting.
Right, exactly. They
So
were
Yeah.
I
fighting
don't
back.
see the necessity to
Yeah.
actually do what they did.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think it's awful. I mean, listen, whatever happened, I mean, I believe that something probably did happen. That's what my gut says. But whether it happened or not, there's still gay bashing
Absolutely.
in the U.S. and
Absolutely,
of course
yes.
all over
Yes.
the world.
Today, yep.
Yeah, according to the National Coalition for Anti-Violence Program, they suggest that 20 to 25% of lesbian and gay people have experienced some sort of hate crime in their lifetime. Queer people, especially of color, are at risk.
Wow.
It's still happening today.
Yeah.
So in
No.
restaurants, in all kinds of different types of atmospheres.
And it's sad because, like you guys are saying, it's a complex situation. We weren't there. We don't know what happened leading up to the actual footage being, taken of what transpired after. But regardless of however somebody's acting in a situation, if they're upsetting you, especially when you're in a professional scenario where, you know, you're working at this place, you do not hand, I think what happened was that like the bartender handed his ID over to another patron to look at it and decide whether nobody that worked there, not a security guard, not a police officer, not a manager like you said. It was just somebody else that was sitting at the bar drinking, and so he's supposed to decide if these people are of age or not, and then from there to like, you know, physically remove somebody from a bar. I just like that again. Functioning on a really low frequency. That like I think everybody needs to like take a deep look at it themselves and like start working on yourself to find another way to handle situations, because that is not it.
Take an anger management class, baby.
Yes.
You got something going on, girl.
Yeah, well, he was also called a faggot by the woman behind the bar.
Really?
Right.
Yeah, and that's why they got really upset. Which,
Right. Like, I mean, the situation is totally possible, totally believable. Like you said, gay bashing does still happen. So it could very well be that they are 100% telling the truth. I don't want to say hopefully they are, but I would hate more that they're lying.
And Orange County,
I would hate more.
Orange County is still very conservative.
Yes,
I mean,
they are.
You know,
Yes, they
I've
are.
lived in LA, I've lived in other states and stuff, and Orange County is still it's a red, county. It's very Republican.
Huntington Beach, baby, I don't fucking love you.
Right.
I'm sorry. Oh my goodness. I don't stand.
She's naughty.
Right.
I'm a lady. I'm a lady.
You can tell she's naughty.
Yeah, I don't go to Huntington Beach, baby.
Yeah. Well,
I mean,
it's sad that you feel that way.
It is, right? You shouldn't be afraid. Not that I'm afraid, because I'm not afraid of nobody.
Right.
Okay, I'm not.
But why
I will
put
walk
yourself
out like this anywhere, baby.
Right.
Yeah.
But why put yourself in a situation when you? Why does that city have that reputation?
And it's funny that you
That's the
say
number one
that.
problem.
That's funny that you say that, because I had something happen to me in Huntington Beach years ago.
Shut up.
I used to perform in Huntington Beach.
Oh, gosh. What happened, girl?
Yes, and I was leaving my gig with my coworker. And we were still in our costumes. We had our like jackets on, everything. We were, taking our stuff back to the car in the parking lot. And these guys trapped us in the elevator. As we got into the elevator, a bunch of drunk guys just like held the elevator open and crowded around us.
No,
and
ma'am.
Yeah, it was the scariest thing. I thought something was going to happen.
Or what?
Like we basically ended up pushing him, which again, like but like, what do you do as a girl in that
Well, you're
situation? There's like
absolutely,
four guys
yes.
that are like,
Yeah. Oh my
completely
gosh, girl.
surrounding you, and you have no one to help defend you in
Right.
that situation.
Right.
So
Yeah, that's awful.
it's scary. Huntington Beach can be a very
and
scary
they just
place.
had that like there was like a rally. There was
The Trump rally thing?
I think so,
Yes,
where
yes,
there was,
there,
like,
there
a bit
had
of
been,
crash
there had
recently,
been
right?
some, I don't know how recent it was, maybe like last year. Was there another one?
A
I
few
don't
months
know.
ago, definitely
Okay.
it happened where there was like an anti-Trump type of like
Rally,
event,
happening,
and the pro-Trump
Yeah.
people came, and that's when things got a little nuts.
Right.
There were my good friend from high school, Julie, is a photographer, and she posted
Mm-hmm.
pictures, and it was like I'm gonna show them to you because like they were scary. It
Yeah.
looked like from a movie,
Right.
like
Right.
all these like angry people,
But why are people so? I don't understand why people are so angry. Like, what are you?
Fear.
Why are you mad?
But what are you fearing? Are you
Yeah.
fearing that maybe it's? I mean, are you gay and that's why you have to act this way?
Damn.
Like, is that the issue?
I mean, hey, it could very well could be. It
I'm
very
just
well
saying,
could be.
You know, it's fear of.
I'm not scared someone's gonna turn me straight.
Honey,
Right.
okay.
You know what I mean? I'm confident
yes.
in my gayness.
Okay.
So,
I know you love me.
I do love you.
Yes.
I love you a
I
lot.
love you.
But no, there's also the thing of like, there's so many different types of fears, and
Yeah.
I'm not a therapist, but people are afraid to see beyond what they've been taught.
Yeah.
Right.
People
Yeah.
are afraid of learning something about themselves that they might not like,
True.
such as that.
Right.
That they might be in the closet. I mean,
Right.
it happens. There's
Yeah.
so many
Happened a
situations
lot.
like that. Yeah.
Pastors.
Yeah, and like married couples, and
Yeah.
So anyway.
I'm definitely gonna keep my eye on this one because it's so close to
Yeah.
home. So
Right.
we'll see what happens.
Yeah. Well, again, I just want to say, like, we're definitely supportive of this type of situation. Like, we want to make sure that hopefully it wasn't, gay bashing. If it is, we want to protest it. We want to fight
Absolutely,
against it. If
yeah.
it is, never going to
Shut that place
Yeah.
down.
Yeah. Yeah. I would not patronize that place.
No, ma'am.
So. Anyway, thank you guys so much for listening to us today, talking about all these topics. If you have any comments or questions, please post below, subscribe, like us, follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and we love you. Thank you.